Hey everyone, this is FixReef, and today we have yet another Kessil A360X info repair. It's been a while since I had a recording with this type of light because I was primarily busy fixing many identical lights that came in over the past month or so. But then I realized that many of these lights come in with different issues. We've covered a couple of them in previous videos. So I'm going to see if this light has a problem that we haven't yet covered, and see if we can dig in and find out where the issue is. So let's get started. This light came in with the issue that it's not powering on at all. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug in my lab power supply, give it just a little bit of current, and see what happens. Right? Usually when you guys send me these lights and the light does not turn on, you don't know if there is a short in the power circuit that just shorts everything and wouldn't let any current go through, or there is a different issue that's deeper in the circuitry of the light. But the fact is that I've gone through at least a dozen lights over the past couple of weeks of this type that had different problems, different issues, and they required very different type of repairs. So let's see what type this is going to be. Okay, so plugging it in, giving it about 19 volts, just a few amps, or milliamps I should say, and you can see that there is nothing. It's not flickering, it's not turning on whatsoever. I can't hear the fan spinning inside, and my lab power supply is showing zero amp, zero current consumption. So in the past, in my previous videos, I would have assumed at this point that the problem is with the power circuitry that feeds the rest of the light. But given the recent experience, I'm not so sure anymore. Let's open it up, see what's inside. I have disassembled these lights a million times before in video or otherwise. Fairly straightforward. Interesting that this cord came out here, kind of loose and exposing the hole in the cover, so we may have to do something about that. All right, so now that we have the light opened up, let's take a quick look. So this is our power circuit right here. This is what is providing 19 volts to the rest of these LED channels, to the main controller, and so on. All right, let's do some diagnostics. Not sure if you can see it well. Let me zoom in. There are two test points, conveniently located. One marked ground, the other one marked V19, I believe. So these are the test points of the 19 volts coming out through the power circuit into the rest of the light. So first would be to test to see if there is actually power at these test points. Attention on the multimeter. 0.7 volts. 0.7 volts is more than I'm expecting, which suggests potentially a short somewhere in this light. But because we need to verify all of this, let's take a look at what else is going on in the power circuit. Okay. All right. Power coming in into the power MOSFET. Power only 0.7 volts coming out of the MOSFET. And no voltage at the gate of the MOSFET whatsoever. Okay. Just to explain what we observed so far, let me zoom in again and look closer at the circuit. Okay, the power comes in through some of this filtering and protection and goes into this power management circuit or management controller. This power management controller switches this power MOSFET on and off depending on what it sees in the circuit. There are ways to control the over voltage and under voltage. I just measured the power at under voltage and over voltage resistors, and it is within the limits. Sometimes some of these resistors fail and causes the circuit not to work, but it looks like the power at these resistors is proper. The power going into the MOSFET is proper. There's no power coming out, and the gate is not being powered, and it's supposed to be powered by this controller. So what this tells me, combined with the fact that we only see under 1 volt at these test points, is that there is likely a short. What is this? There is likely a short somewhere in the LED circuit. This controller detects that there is a short and shuts down the MOSFET so as to not damage the circuit even further. The way we're going to verify this is first I'm going to actually test the MOSFET in circuit real quick, just to make sure that it's not the MOSFET that's bad. And then we're going to disconnect one of the 0 ohm resistors to cut the power to the rest of the circuit and do some voltage injection, find out where the problem is. First, let's just check the MOSFET. And the MOSFET not conducting, that's good. In this direction, 1 beep, so that's consistent with the MOSFET. Now let's power the MOSFET briefly, and it's conducting. Okay, so I think that the MOSFET is good. Now, the main suspect is the rest of the circuit. But for us to test for that, we don't know where exactly. We don't know where exactly in that circuit the problem is. Could be one of the channels, could be main controller, it could be anything. For us to do proper voltage injection, we need to safely disconnect the power circuit from the rest of it by removing a couple of these 0 ohm resistors and then do the power injection onto the circuit without affecting the power circuit. Okay, as usual, let me get under the microscope because I will need to remove conformal coating around these resistors and take them off. Okay, first off, let's remove conformal coating. Okay, that should be good enough. Now I'm going to add some leaded solder to this to mix everything up. And lower the temperature of the joint. Alright, and now let's attempt to remove these 2 resistors. It will require a lot of heat to get through this. Okay, both of these are gone. Now we just need to expose the ground over here so that we can hook that up. Okay, so now that we have it disconnected from the main circuit, let's test a few things. First of all, now that it's powered on and we provide about 19 volts, let's find out if we have power at the entrance to the LED circuit. 1.2 volts, that's obviously not enough. Power coming in, 19 volts. Now let's check power at the gate of the MOSFET, 0. Now under voltage protection, 3.9. Over voltage, 2.4, about 2.4, 2.5. That's a bit higher than I'm expecting. Let's test. Let's turn it off and let's test resistors at the over voltage protection. 47 and then 15. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. And what about this guy? 4.7. And about this guy, 5 kilo ohms. Yeah, so something's wrong here. Let's do a test. Let's, instead of giving it 19 volts, I'm going to give it about 15.5 volts. This is an overvoltage protection, and it looks like it's got some odd issues with the resistor. So let's give it 15.5 volts. It's not going to damage anything on the light because it's lower than what it expects. Let's test now voltages around the MOSFET. So 15.5 coming in, and look, 15.5 coming out. 15.5 coming out. Okay, so, and as we increase the voltage into the circuit, it's going to shut off because the overvoltage protection circuit is being triggered because one of these resistors is bad. And the resistor that's bad is likely the one that's on the left there. Again, those resistors essentially implement a voltage dividing circuit. There is one here, there is one here. One of them is connected to the power in, the other one is connected to the ground. In between, you're going to have a drop in voltage, and I think it drops not as much as it needs to drop for the overvoltage protection, and it basically tells the main controller, look, 19 volts is too much, you'll need to shut off, and it shuts off. And I'm currently blaming that R1, which is way lower than what it's supposed to be. Let's remove it, replace it, and see if that's going to fix the problem. Alright, so this one on the left is our problem, likely. So let's start with this. Let's see if we can test it outside of the circuit and verify that that's a problematic resistor. That's good. I know I created a bridge there, but it doesn't matter, as we're going to be replacing or removing that resistor right now. Alright, so I temporarily removed that resistor out of the circuit, and I'm just going to quickly test it out of the circuit to see what kind of values I get. It shows up as 47 kilo ohm. Although it shows correct value, I don't think I can trust that value because previously it's still showing the wrong voltages there. So let's, since we have it off, let's replace it and see if the voltage stabilizes. Alright, I have some of these resistors in smaller size, but same rating. So I'm just going to try to see if it's going to work here. Okay, that's good. Okay, now that it's in place, let's power it up and see if we have proper voltages. Okay, so first off, 19 volts, 19.03 coming in. Now the under voltage protection is 3.9. Over voltage is 2.05. 2.05, that's the correct voltage. And the output is now 19 volts. I think we got it. I think we got it. Let's put the resistors, the 0 ohm resistors, back in place here. And let's test the light. Okay, so this should be fairly straightforward. We don't need as much solder on those anymore. That's about right. Just a bit of flux. And we'll reuse original resistors as there is nothing wrong with them. And the other one. We'll sit them down with some hot air. It's all going to look a little bit messy because of the conformal coating. But no fear, it will all be covered. Alright, before we seal everything, let's plug it in and test for real. I'm going to give it maximum current, because at this point I'm fairly confident that the light is going to work. And it works. The fan is spinning. Let's adjust brightness, color, all the way up, all the way up. And it seems to work. Okay, I will have to assemble it and fix up the external stuff, but we got it fixed. We got it working. I will have to seal everything back. Let's do that real quick. And while it's drying, let's talk about what happened here. So the light came in not working at all, not turning on. There was no power coming out of the power circuit. My initial assumption was that there was a short somewhere on the LED side, so I disconnected the LED side, but it turns out that the power wasn't coming in, even with the LED side completely disconnected. So it turned out that the overvoltage protection part of the power circuit was acting up because one of the resistors, the voltage divider resistors that was supposed to control the overvoltage or set overvoltage degraded. Replacing that resistor fixed the problem. Well, this completes this repair video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.